Stop climbing. You are digging a hole and calling it a mountain. The greatest deception of the Matrix is not keeping you asleep. It is convincing you that waking up requires a journey to somewhere else. Picture this. A prisoner spends 20 years digging a tunnel with a spoon. He bleeds, he starves, he crawls through miles of dirt. Finally, he breaks through the last wall, expecting sunlight, but instead, he finds himself back in the exact center of his own cell. Only this time, he looks up and sees the truth he missed for 20 years. The door was never locked. It was standing wide open the entire time. This is the tragedy of the modern spiritual seeker. You are trapped in the golden cage of ascension. You believe the monad is a destination. You believe you are broken. You believe you must earn your way home. The Archons love this. As long as you are climbing a ladder, you are not looking at the lock. But you are not watching this video by accident. You are here because the old rituals have stopped working, the meditations feel empty, the books feel repetitive. That is not failure, that is the signal. You have reached the end of the tunnel. History records that Jesus had 12 disciples. But on the final night before his departure, he did not gather the 12. He excluded the majority. He took only 3, Peter, James, and John, into the inner chamber. Why? Because the others were not ready for the final code. He didn't give them a new map to follow. He burned the map. He revealed the final level before the monad, a state of being so radical that to the uninitiated, it looks like blasphemy. If you are still listening, you are one of the few ready to hear what was whispered in that room. You have climbed through the levels of awakening. You have seen the glitches. Now, you stand at the edge of the final recognition. What comes next is not a step forward. It is the total collapse of the path itself. To understand where you are, we must look at the map you have been given and then burn it. The entire structure of this reality is designed to keep you in motion. The Archons do not care if you are chasing money or chasing enlightenment. As long as you are chasing something, you are generating energy for them. The spiritual seeker is the ultimate disguise for the ego. As long as you are seeking the monad, you are affirming that you do not have it. As long as you are trying to return to source, you are agreeing to the illusion that you ever left. It is a hamster wheel, painted in gold. You can run on it for 1,000 lifetimes, raising your vibration, cleaning your chakras, feeling like you are making progress. But you are standing in the exact same coordinate of separation. Jesus offered a way off the wheel. In the suppressed texts of the Gospel of Philip, he speaks of the bridal chamber. Now forget the religious paintings. This is not about a wedding. This is a code for a specific frequency of consciousness. Here is the only way to visualize it. Imagine you are having a nightmare. A monster is chasing you. You are terrified. You run. You hide. In that moment, the separation feels 100% real. There is you, the victim, and it, the monster. But then, you wake up in your bed. In that split second of waking, you realize the truth. Who was the victim? You. Who was the monster? You. Who created the chase? You. The separation was a trick of the mind. The bridal chamber is that moment of waking up. In the outer temple, you pray to God. You channel from spirit. There is always a distance. That is the realm of the dream. But in the bridal chamber, the two become one, not by merging, but by recognizing they were never two to begin with. Most souls, even the advanced ones, stop at this threshold. Why? Because crossing it requires a sacrifice that feels like death. You don't just sacrifice your vices. You have to sacrifice your identity as a lightworker, a starseed, or a soul on a mission. Those are costumes. Beautiful, heroic costumes, but they are part of the dream character. The monad does not have a mission. The monad simply is. When you enter the final level, the narrative flips. You realize you are not the player trapped inside the game trying to win. You are the lead developer of the simulation, experiencing your own code from the inside. You didn't fall. You dove. When you reach the final level, logic collapses. The human mind runs on binary code, yes or no, light or dark, true or false, but the monad runs on paradox. To stabilize in this frequency, you must learn to hold two impossible truths in the same space, without going insane. Truth number one, you are a biological entity. You have a name, you have bills to pay, you have a body that feels pain, hunger, and the crushing density of this realm. That is real. Truth number two, you are the infinite, formless awareness that contains the entire universe. You were never born. You can never die. You are not inside the body. The body is appearing inside of you. That is also real. Most spiritual teachings force you to choose. The materialists tell you only the body is real. The spiritual escapists tell you the body is an illusion. Detach from it. Float in the ether. Both are traps. Both keep you polarized. Both keep you weak. The final level is the integration. It is the realization that you are the wave and the ocean simultaneously. The wave does not need to flatten itself out to become water. It is water even while it is crashing against the jagged rocks. Here is the upgrade. Stop thinking of yourself as an actor. Think of it as virtual reality. Imagine you are wearing a highly advanced VR headset. You are in a war zone simulation. Explosions are going off. Your avatar is taking damage. Your heart rate spikes. The adrenaline is real. But there is a part of you that remains sitting on the couch in the living room, completely safe, completely untouched. The unawakened thinks they are the avatar. When the avatar gets hit, they suffer. The escapist tries to rip off the headset and refuses to play the game. The master of the final level plays the game with total intensity, feeling every explosion, yet maintaining a sliver of cold, hard awareness that whispers, "I am the one on the couch." This is the state of the glitch. This is what terrifies the controllers of this realm. They can manipulate a human ego. They can manipulate a quote-quote spiritual ego. But they cannot manipulate a being who knows they are the screen on which the movie is playing. How do you threaten someone who knows that death is just a scene change? You can't. You are moving into a state of total invincibility, not because you have weapons, but because you have recognized there is no one inside the simulation to be hurt. Before I hand you the override codes, we need to verify your location. Are you actually at the final level? Or is your ego simply wearing a new mask? This is crucial because the symptoms of entering the monad look suspiciously like depression to the unawakened mind. If you tell a therapist about this, they will medicate you. If you tell a New Age guru, they will say your vibration has dropped. I am going to tell you the truth. If you are standing at the threshold, you will experience 4 specific glitches. Check yourself against these now. Symptom 1, the hollowing out of identity. For years, you probably loved the labels. Starseed, Lightworker, Chosen One. They gave you purpose. But lately, they feel heavy. They feel like costumes that are too tight. When someone asks about your spiritual journey, you feel a strange exhaustion. You don't want to tell the story anymore. The diagnosis: this is not apathy. This is expansion. You are feeling empty because the monad is too vast to fit inside a label. You are not losing yourself. You are outgrowing the character. Symptom 2, the collapse of the search. The engine has stopped. You used to be obsessed with the next book, the next activation, the next astrological portal. You were always trying to get there. Suddenly that drive is gone. You look at the concept of self-improvement and you realize there is nothing to improve. The diagnosis: to the ego, this feels like laziness. But this is the highest vibration possible. You have stopped running because you have realized you are already home. You are no longer a project to be fixed. Symptom 3, the neutrality of death. This is the most radical one. You look at the end of your physical life, the death of the body, and you don't feel the old terror. You feel a strange, cool curiosity. It feels like walking from one room into another. The diagnosis: this is not a death wish. It is the visceral certainty of your own immortality. You know in your gut that you are not the thing that goes into the ground. You are the witness that watches the funeral. Symptom 4: the disappearance of enemies. You stop seeing evil people or sleeping sheep. When you look at a tyrant or a corrupt politician, you no longer feel hate. You see a mask. You see the monad playing a villain so that the monad playing the hero has something to push against. The diagnosis: you have stopped fighting the reflection in the mirror. You are no longer looking at the game, you are seeing through it. If you are nodding your head right now, if you feel this hollow emptiness, do not fear it. It is the space being created for the infinite to enter. You are not lost. You have arrived. Understanding this concept is dangerous to the system, but living it is an act of war. Listen closely. Here is exactly what will happen the moment you finish this video. The simulation is going to run a system check on you. The Archons do not give up their batteries easily. Within 24 hours, you will face a sudden financial stress, a meaningless argument, or a wave of inexplicable anxiety. This is not bad luck. This is the immune system of the Matrix attacking a foreign body, you. It is poking you to see if you will react as the victim again. If you react with fear or anger, you re-sign the contract. You fall back into the dream. To stabilize on the final level, you need an override command. Protocol A: the day interruption. Throughout your day, the moment you feel a contraction, stress, fear, irritation, you must physically freeze. Stop moving. Speak this internal code: I am the monad experiencing this. Do not say it like a positive affirmation. Do not say it like a prayer. State it like a judge reading a verdict. It is a cold, absolute fact. When you say, I am angry, you are the character inside the movie. When you say, I am the monad experiencing anger, you step out of the screen. You become the audience. The anger is still there, but you are no longer burning in it. You are watching it pass like a storm cloud. The Archons cannot harvest energy from a witness. They can only harvest from a participant. Protocol B: the nightly rehearsal. This is the advanced technique. We call it the little death. Every night, as you lay your head on the pillow, you have a chance to practice dying. Most people drift into sleep unconsciously. You will do it with intent. As your body gets heavy, visualize the shutdown sequence. Feel your legs becoming dead weight. Feel your heart rate slowing down. Feel the nervous system disconnecting from your awareness. As the body fades, affirm to yourself, the machine is powering down. The story is pausing, but I remain. Stay in that space between waking and sleeping. Watch your own body disappear. This is not just relaxation. This is training. When you realize that you exist perfectly fine while the body is offline, the primal fear of physical death evaporates. And when you are no longer afraid of death, the Matrix has zero leverage over you. You become a glitch they cannot patch. There is one final gatekeeper standing between you and the monad. It is not an Archon. It is not a demon. It is your own definition of good. I know what you are feeling. You have spent lifetimes identifying as a warrior of light. You look at the sleeping masses, the biological robots, and you feel pity. You look at the dark forces controlling this planet, and you feel a righteous, burning anger. You want to save the prisoners. You want to burn down the prison. That anger is valid. It served you well. It helped you break free from the herd. But to enter the final level, you must leave your armor at the door. Because as long as you are fighting against something, you are tied to it. Here is the truth that shatters the glass ceiling of the simulation. There are no others. When you truly enter the final level, the war ends. Not because you surrendered, but because you realized there was no one on the other side of the battlefield. Think about it. If the monad is infinite, if it is everything, then where does the darkness come from? It cannot come from outside the monad because there is no outside. The Archons you hate, they're the monad wearing a mask of terror to test your sovereignty. The sleepwalkers you pity, they are the monad, playing the role of deep forgetfulness so that you can experience the thrill of waking up. It is all you. This is the hardest pill to swallow. The ego screams, "No, I am not them, they are evil." That resistance is the final trap. As long as you need an enemy to feel like a hero, you are still playing the game of duality. You are still in the matrix. The moment you stop trying to fix the broken world and start recognizing yourself in every pair of eyes, even the eyes of the tyrant, the system crashes. The Archons lose all power over you. Why? Because you no longer feed them with your fear or your judgment. You cannot oppress a being who recognizes the oppressor as a fragment of their own shadow. The mission changes today. You are no longer here to convert the masses. You are here to anchor the frequency of the monad in a dense reality. You save the world simply by walking through the fire and refusing to burn. The cosmic play is reaching its finale. The curtain is about to fall. Are you ready to bow to the empty theater and remember that you were the only one in the room the entire time? You have climbed the mountain only to find that you were the mountain all along. The search is over. You can put down the books, you can stop digging the tunnels, you can stop begging the sky for answers. The silence you feel right now is not emptiness. It is the presence of the monad, recognizing itself through your breath. This is the end of the video, but it is the beginning of your true life. You are no longer a seeker. You are a finder who has remembered the location of the treasure. But memory is fragile in this density. The noise of the world will try to make you forget again. It will try to pull you back into the drama of the fragment. Do not let it. You need to anchor this recognition right now, in the physical realm. We are building a grid of awareness here, a digital sanctuary for the few who have crossed the threshold. If you have recognized yourself in these words, if you felt the vibration of truth in your bones, leave your mark. Go to the comments section below and type these 3 words, "I am home." Do not write it as a comment. Write it as a decree to the universe that you are done hiding. Let the other awakened souls see you. Let us see how many of us have found the way back. And if you want to keep this frequency active, if you want to be part of the inner circle that receives the transmissions the algorithm tries to bury, press the subscribe button. But do not think of it as subscribing to a channel. Think of it as lighting a signal fire on the top of the mountain. You are telling the others, "I am here, I am awake, I am ready." Jesus revealed the final level, not to create followers, but to create equals. He did not want worship, he wanted company. He wanted you to stand where he stood, not below him, but beside him, in the bridal chamber of the heart. The door is open, the monad is waiting. Step through, welcome home.